name, bro?
Chris.
Who?
Chris.
Chris. When were our people, when were our children given to another people?
Slavery.
In slavery. That's not rocket science. Now, it's history that they're trying to delete now. How old are you?
29.
29, okay. So, my kids in elementary school, that's not being taught anymore. They're erasing slavery from history because they know the punishment behind that thing. Read it again. Go back to Deuteronomy 28.
Yes, sir.
Because I know another thing, sometime with my Nigerian family, we don't connect ourselves to the so-called African Americans. You think that we separate. But your ancestors was brought over here just like ours was. We just beat you over here.
That's right.
Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 32. Bring it out. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
So if you've seen movies like 12 Years a Slave, movies like Roots, anyway, if you've seen any of those movies, you know that we were brought over here forced in chains, shackled to one another, in the bottom of a boat with feces, blood, vomit. Those were our conditions. That's how we got over here.
Right.
You got to be able to identify with that.
That's right.
You can't rise above your nation.
Right.
So just because a few of us are doing good, you are still an Israelite at the core.
That's
These
right.
curses still fit you.
Right.
Read.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long. And there shall be no might in thine hand.
We have no might in our hand. There's nothing we can do to redeem ourselves from that condition. Get 64.
Yes, sir.
This is a part of the curse. That building that you have over there, and you going in there on Sunday, was actually prophesied in the Bible.
That's right.
Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 64.
Read.
And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people.
So it says that we were scattered amongst all people. I don't care where you go in this entire world, you'll find the so-called black, Spanish, or Native American.
Right.
Watch what it says specifically.
From the one end of the earth even unto the other.
Read.
And there thou shalt serve other gods.
It says when you get there, you're going to serve other gods. Well, give me the poster again. These are some of those other gods that you serve.
Wake them up.
Islam. We just had a brother out here about to flip his wig because he want to go worship a rock.
Right.
He want to go walk around the rock. They raise up, they race to it. It's a race. I seen it in elementary school. You race to the rock. You got to go around and see. That's the hokey pokey. You playing. These are the man-made religions that we got to come out of. There's no such thing as a Baptist, a Mormon, Seventh-day Adventist, Jehovah's Witness.
That's right.
This is idolatry. So again, going to church on Sunday, idolatry.
That's right.
You worshiping that white Jesus, idolatry.
Right.
All those things that come with it, idolatry.
Bring it out.
We clearly see that it's a feminine spirit on the men in the church because none of them will come out and deal with us.
Bring it out.
Every time we see one, the woman pulls them back in.
Right.
We want to deal with the lions. We not seeing that. What you got? Read 68.
Verse 68.
Oh, I got a good brother right here. Shalom, fam. How you doing today?
I had a question. I understand y'all say we the 12 tribes of Israel.
Yes, sir.
Which I understand.
Yes, sir.
And y'all say don't say black. So can you kind of elaborate on that a little bit?
So the word black, that's how we're commonly known here. Your pants are black, right? Your shoes are black. The other people on the other side, we call them white. Clearly, if you look at them, they're not white. So these were terms that were given to us. Most of the time when you think about black, you think about dark, gloomy, evil. When you think about white, they call it a pure white, snow white, lily white. You think of those things as pure and innocent and good, right? So we got to go and get away from those terms and find out what the Bible calls us.
Right.
So I'm gonna walk you through something if you bear with me. Go to Deuteronomy 1 and 1.
Take your time. Take your time.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Because we prove all things out the Bible. Don't
That's
believe
right.
nothing the brother say unless it's coming out of here.
Deuteronomy 1 verse 1.
Read.
These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
So you familiar with Moses, right? Okay. He led us out of captivity under the Egyptians, right? All right, so the book of Deuteronomy is one long letter. Chapter 1 is the beginning of the letter. He's talking to who?
All Israel.
All right, so the subject matter is Israel he's talking to. Now we're going to go to Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Same letter, he's still talking to the same group of people, correct? Let's see what he says about this group of people.
Deuteronomy 7 verse 6.
Bring it out.
For thou art an holy people
It says, thou art an holy people, talking to the Israelites. Let's see what he says.
unto the Lord thy God.
Read.
The Lord thy God have chosen thee.
So it says the Lord thy God had chosen thee. So you came out this morning, you look sharp. You got more shirts in the house, right? More slacks, more pants, right? You chose that. So that means you had what? Other options. You had other options. Read that again. Watch this.
The Lord thy God have chosen thee
So the Most High God said he chose this group of people. What did he choose them for?
to be a special people unto himself.
Now, them your good Sunday boots. You're not wearing them on Friday night. You're not wearing them when you go to take the trash out. You wearing them for specific places because they have a specific purpose, right? Read that again.
The Lord thy God have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself,
Now watch this, and you tell me if you ever heard this before.
above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
So the Most High God just says, this group of people, the Israelites, he said, I chose them. I had options because he made everybody, but this is the group of people I chose. And I chose them to be what?
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Have you ever heard that?
No.
Most people don't. Because the church's job is to keep us asleep, unfortunately.
Right.
They want to give you a feel-good sermon. They want to give you something to make you come back next week. We're simply customers in this place. You come in, you pay your tithes and offers, you get a song, a motivational speech, and we see you next week so you can re-up. The Bible says that we were chosen above all people. That does something for your self-esteem.
That's right.
That's why they had to give us this, because they know that we are above them. All the nations know that we are. That's why all nations hate you. It's not just the white man.
Right.
Chinese man don't want you. He wants your money.
Right.
The Arab don't want you. He wants your woman and your money.
Right.
They use us for what they want, but they don't love us at all. You know why? Because we are God's favorite. Read it again.
That's right.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Said that we were created above all people on the face of the earth. Now go to 28. So we know who the subject matter is. It hasn't changed. It's still Israel, right? 28 and give me one.
Deuteronomy 28 verse 1.
Read.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
So it says if you listen diligently to what I'm telling you, what's going to happen?
to observe and to do all his commandments.
Some of the commandments.
All his commandments.
The ones that they teach us in the church.
All his commandments.
The 10 commandments.
All his commandments,
Read.
Right.
which I command thee this day,
What's gonna happen?
that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
We just heard that's the same thing. He just told us in Deuteronomy 7 and 6, he chose us to be above everybody. Now he's giving you the conditions of how you keep that status. He says that if you listen to me diligently, keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, read it again.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day,
What's gonna happen?
that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
Now,
Right.
you got a cell phone? Got a contract with them people, right? They agree to give you free data, unlimited calls and texts, and all of that stuff for a certain amount every month, right? That's the good side of the contract. If for some reason you go off and decide not to pay, what happens?
They gonna cut me off.
They gonna cut you off.
That's right.
So all the benefits that you had from honoring your side of the contract will now be deleted, correct? Let's see the flip side of the contract the Most High had with Israel.
Teach.
Deuteronomy 28 verse 15.
Bring it out.
But it shall come to
He
pass,
says, but meaning, okay, we talked about that. Now we switching to something else. But
it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
What's gonna happen?
to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day,
What's gonna happen?
that all these curses,
All these what?
all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
Now, you grew up here in D.C.? Is this city blessed or cursed?
Curse.
Cursed, clearly. You been to Baltimore?
Yeah, this messed up.
Cursed. L.A., Detroit, Memphis, Chicago. It don't matter where you go, you find our people the so-called black, Spanish, and Native Americans at the bottom of society.
Right.
It says we should be cursed in the city and cursed in the field. When were we cursed in the field? Doing what? Doing slavery.
Right.
We picked sugar cane,
Right.
rice,
Right.
cotton,
Right.
tobacco. Those are those fields that we were cursed in. And look, even today, we cursed in these modern day job fields. First what?
I'm not sure. Go ahead.
First fired,
Okay.
last hired.
Right. Right.
You understand? We still curse today. You and the so-called Edomite, that's the so-called white man, y'all can both have the same qualifications. He gonna get the job before you.
That's right.
Y'all can both be in there doing the same job. If they gotta cut somebody, who getting fired first?
They already know.
That's cursed in the city and cursed in the field. Go to 32. So I'm taking you the long way, but I'm showing you why we don't consider ourselves black, but we know we are the Israelites. Read.
Right.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 32.
Read it out.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
What's your name, bro?
Chris.
Who?
Chris.
Chris. When were our people, when were our children given to another people?
Slavery.
In slavery. That's not rocket science. Now, it's history that they're trying to delete now. But how old are you?
29.
29, okay. So my kids in elementary school, that's not being taught anymore. They erasing slavery from history because they know the punishment behind that thing. Read it again.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand.
So when that happened to us, were we able to do anything about it? No. We were subject to slavery. We had no might in our hand, no economic, no military. It was nothing we could do. Right? Go to 64. What are the two biggest religions on the earth today?
Muslim, Christianity.
Islam and Christianity. What's the sign of Christianity?
The cross.
The old rugged cross. That's what you're going to hear in there, right? What's the main sign for Islam? What do they have to go and pray to?
I'm not sure.
You ever heard of the Kaaba stone? Okay, so the Kaaba stone, it's in Mecca. They have to go and make a pilgrimage. And they got to go around this stone. They bow down, kiss it. It's the Kaaba stone. Look that up. Read this. Watch this.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 64.
Read it out.
And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other.
So this is a prophecy saying if you don't listen to me, I'm going to scatter you. How were we scattered?
Slavery.
In slavery.
That's right.
That boat didn't just go from one place to another. It went all around the world. That's why wherever you go, you're going to see us.
Right.
Read it again.
And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other.
Now, Chris, it's going to get specific on what's going to happen when we get to those places. Read.
And there thou shalt serve other gods.
Said we're going to serve other gods. I'm going to ask you again, what's the two biggest religions?
Islam and Christianity.
Watch this.
And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. Even wood.
Even what?
Even wood.
And what else?
And stone.
It's a prophetic book. It said once I scatter you in slavery, you're going to worship other gods. Then he told you what the gods was going to be. Wood and stone.
Right.
Those are the two biggest religions, not in the black community, in the world, period.
That's right.
You understand? That's why our kids see this. Any child walking down the street, I ask them who this is, what they going to say? They're going to say Jesus. When clearly we can read out the Bible that that's otherwise. But this is how they destroy us with that imagery.
Right.
They know who we are.
Right.
So the Bible just again prophesied that those curses, he was going to give us over to Islam and give us over to Christianity. Now go to 68.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 68.
Read out.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Now, Chris, when you hear the word Egypt, what do you think of?
Africa.
You think of Africa. You think of the landmass, right? So the Bible defines itself. You got to read this line upon line, precept upon precept.
That's right.
It's like a puzzle. So you got to look on the board and make it fit together so you can get the understanding. Watch this.
Exodus 20, verse 2.
Read.
I am the Lord thy God, which I brought thee out of the land of Egypt,
Out of the land of Egypt.
out of the house of bondage.
So what did it just describe Egypt as?
The house of bondage.
The house of bondage.
Right.
Now, Chris, what's another word for bondage?
Slavery.
Slavery, captivity, all of those things are synonymous, right? So, go back to 68. Watch this, Chris, and put this together.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 68.
Read.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So it's going to bring us into where again? Which is
Slavery.
So, and you put slavery there, read.
And the Lord shall bring thee into slavery
Into slavery, into captivity, into bondage.
again.
Again.
Because remember, we just came out of bondage under Pharaoh with Moses, right? So he says again, this time how?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
Now, Chris, how do we, so-called African Americans, so-called black people, how do we get over here?
Ships.
On ships. The Bible just said that.
Right.
Now, how long ago did that happen? Roughly.
I say about 400 years ago.
About 400, 500 years ago, right? How old is this book? Thousands. So clearly, this is a prophetic book.
Right.
This was written about way before those ships were even built. You
That's
understand?
right.
That's how we know that we're the Israelites.
That's right.
Who else did that happen to?
I'm not sure.
Nobody else went onto cargo slave ships as a nation. Read that again. Finish it out.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee.
Now, Chris, who were we sold to when we came over here?
You know who? I can't say it. You know.
Why you can't say it?
I mean, you know.
Yeah, man, you can say it. White people.
Yeah.
White people, Chris. We ain't
Right.
got to be scared to say that.
Right.
We ain't scared. Look, we were sold to white people. Let's see what the Bible says. Some people call them white, Caucasian, whatever. Let's see what the Bible says.
Thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
To your who?
Unto your enemies.
who?
Unto your enemies.
Chris, what did the Bible just call the white man that we were sold to?
What you saying? What you saying?
I need you to say it, Chris.
Nah, you got it. I
He
can't- I can't
called them
say
our
it.
enemies.
Yeah.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role